and Thursday of last week.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Thursday morning.
Man, is this gorgeous?
It just
Hurricane Delta's not here yet, and Thursday it's a beautiful day.
Is Hurricane Delta coming?
It's a coming, Bruce.
So batten down
the hatches, tape your ankles.
Tape your ankles. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell by the florid voice, dulcet tones.
Dulcet?
Yes, of Mr. Len Wells, ladies and gentlemen. He is here.
Thank you very
today.
much.
We're going to talk about all kinds of things today. Len is, of course, the editor of the Carmi Chronicle, and we'll get to
Gentleman farmer,
retired radio guy,
special agent,
retired television personality, currently television.
Currently, right now, as we speak.
Right now,
yeah,
television
on
personality.
this Thursday morning.
Retired federal agent.
Yes.
Retired
FBI. A lot of people think that's
retired bartender.
Yeah, FBI is actually Farm Bureau Insurance, isn't it? I think.
Yes, it is. It is actually Farm Bureau Insurance, but
which is a great product.
There you go. Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to be here again, Bruce. This is what do you just keep running out of gas?
You need to push that microphone a little bit this direction because you keep talking around it.
Like this? Is that better?
That's better.
Is that better? Good.
That's better.
Well, this is the technical portion of the broadcast.
We've already had some.
Let's call show prep.
We've already had some technical portions of this broadcast, so we're not,
everything's great. That's all.
That's exactly right.
So
let me tell the folks what's going on. I've taken you off camera now. Would you like to be back on?
No, of course not.
You usually are.
I like the audio portion of it, and that's fine. Do I get to say glory at some point?
You could say glory. No, you don't. Sorry, I don't mean to be the jerk. You can say glory whenever you want.
Okay, that's fine.
The Wayne County Farm Bureau. It's all right. Let's give you some community events before Len and I get to stuff. Wayne County Farm Bureau is offering adult flu vaccinations.
Well, it's about time.
The clinic will be today from 11 a.m. to noon
at the stockyards.
The Farm Bureau building.
Oh, the Farm Bureau building. That makes more sense.
Yeah, Farm Bureau. Well, not much.
Well, no.
Not much more sense.
Well, so you get some of that custom seasoning while you're in there.
There you go.
Pork
Do they still sell?
Oh, you bet they do. It's great. It's the best.
The clinic is open to the public, age 18 or older. The cost of the vaccination is $30. You're back on camera, by the way.
Oh, that's fine. $30.
So you would know. Yeah.
Do you get to keep the needle? I hope.
No.
That stinks.
Well, they will dispose of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
You need proper disposal of such things.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Clinic is open to the public, 18 years or older. Cost of the vaccination is $30. The Wayne County Health Department will accept payment from Medicare, Medicaid, private pay, as well as most major insurance carriers.
And vegetables. Maybe
what?
Not. Maybe trade in some, I got some green beans or something. Doc Molt would.
How many green beans would it? Would you have to have a gallon bucket?
I think you'd have to have probably at least 2 gallons of green beans, but unsnapped green beans.
I got to tell you, I don't think that's $30 worth. I think you could probably go out onto the market, get 2-gallon buckets of green beans for less than $30.
You think?
Yeah, unsnapped.
We'll see. I'll try it and see what happens.
Give it a shot. Have you had your flu shot?
I have indeed.
You have?
Yes, sir.
Well, see, I'll be having mine probably within the next week or 2 or 3 or something.
I got mine last week.
Well, good for you. Advanced registration not required. Clinics open to both Farm Bureau members as well as non-members. Patients are asked to wear masks when they enter. Wayne County Farm Bureau is located at 301 East Court Street in Fairfield. Now,
I wore an old Jimmy Carter mask that I had from Halloween several years ago.
I'm not sure that'll work.
Well, they didn't turn me down.
It's got holes in the nose.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're talking about like a...
Yeah.
Okay, breathing mask thing. Like
by the way,
COVID
we are
mask.
Socially distanced, ladies and gentlemen.
We're actually in different rooms. A lot of people can't tell that.
Well, that's because, like we said, we had technical issues. They didn't realize we were in different rooms. Boom, boom, boom. You going to hang that up?
I'm not going to answer that because I know who that is. I can't talk.
You can't talk. That's right.
No, we're going to break and I'll call him back.
What else is going on? The Fairfield Memorial Hospital.
What are they doing?
Hosting a cancer support group meeting tonight from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock at the Medical Arts Complex Education Room. The meeting is open to anyone affected by cancer. For more information about this support group, you can give them a call at 847-8349. Also,
But wait,
there is more. on stage at the Effingham Performance Center tonight at 7 p.m.
Buck Owens?
Not Buck.
Oh, he died, didn't he?
Buck's no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
I tell you what, it'd be pretty good if it was Dwight Yoakam who plays
Yoakam,
the
that's
mean
good.
Buck Owens. It'll be Clue on stage.
Clue?
It's a dark and stormy night, and you've been invited for a very unusual dinner party. Each of the guests has an alias, a butler, offers a variety of weapons, and the host is, well, dead. So who did it? Just the iconic oddballs, pardon me, not eyeballs, known as Scarlet, Plum, Green, White, Peacock, and Mustard as they race to find the murderer in Body Manor before the body count stacks up. Based on the cold
And this is where in Effingham?
This is in Effingham.
Yeah.
I think
There's a truck stop?
No, near the truck stop.
Oh, they're at the Performance Arts Center.
The Performance
Which is
Center.
very close to the Firefly, as a matter of fact.
That is correct.
Across the field there.
Yeah, across the field and the street. And
do I get a free meal for mentioning Firefly? Probably not.
You could try.
I doubt it'll work.
It'd be nice.
It's a nice place, though.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
I'm not going to say anything against you.
Okay. No, it's a nice place.
He's trying hard.
I've never been to the Performance Arts Center.
Have you been? I've been to the Firefly, but I've never been to the Performance Arts.
That's the same thing. Like I said, I've never been to the Performance Arts Center, but I've been to the Firefly several times.
I didn't eat at the Firefly.
You just had a cold.
No, actually,
Nothing.
no. I had nothing. I was.
You
there.
got sick while you were there? Or
No,
something?
I was there to meet someone.
I see.
I was there.
One of those. That's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
To meet
It's all
someone.
right. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever.
I met someone about a dog.
I've heard that story. well, I'm going to go see a man about a dog.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you did, as a matter. I know that's a fact. I do.
How do you know that's a fact?
That's one of those darn nations, wasn't it? Or
It
not
was.
Dalmatians?
Yeah, actually, this was those big Irish wolfhounds.
Ooh.
I met. Yeah.
Well, that's another story for another day.
Ladies and gentlemen, October 8th.
That is indeed Thursday.
Indeed, National Fluffer Nutter Day.
I beg your pardon?
National Fluffer Nutter Day.
It is.
It is National Fluffer Nutter Day. Could you say that?
Fluffer Nutter? Well, of
That's
course
right.
I can say Fluffer Nutter.
Brings about a yummy and extraordinary combination. Some food holidays are stickier than others.
Well, I'd say.
And National Fluffer Nutter Day is a stick to your chin, fingers, nose kind of day.
Well, I'd
Celebrate happily and zealously.
Zealously.
And then
Fluffer
take a
Nutter.
bath. That's what there's
That looks disgusting.
ice cream. No, marshmallow cream along with
that's disgusting.
with peanut butter
Oh.
and bananas.
Oh.
And then they grilled it.
Looks like Walt Disney threw up in there. Or
In 1917, Archibald Query
Really?
of Somerville, Massachusetts.
No surprise there.
Invented a sweet marshmallow-like spread called marshmallow cream.
Oh, I do like that.
And before that, in 1913, during World War I, Emma and Amory Curtis of Melrose, Massachusetts, had invented snowflake marshmallow cream.
Oh, well.
They published a recipe for peanut butter and marshmallow cream sandwich, the earliest known
Fluffer Nutter.
example of
Doctor,
the
what's his query?
Fluffer Nutter. Query, Dr. Archibald Query.
Was he a urologist or?
I can't.
Well, that would make sense,
He
wouldn't it?
was an inventor because he sold his recipe to Dickey, the mustard
Dickey, yeah,
people.
the seasoning place.
Yeah.
Seasoning.
In 1920, they renamed it Marshmallow Fluff. That was 100 years ago.
Which is basically just sugar and air, isn't it?
And
Kinda
they,
like-
and they still sell it under that name today.
Wow,
So,
I love it. I love it.
Where did the term Fluffer Nutter come from?
Well, I got a lot of guesses, but probably ought to stay away from most
I
of them.
didn't know if you were going to try one or not.
You can hear it working, can't you?
I can see it working. An advertising agency
advertising.
created in 1960 for Dickey's in an attempt to effectively market the peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich.
I honestly thought it had something to do with fertility, honestly.
No.
A fertility clinic, no?
No. And actually some folks will put bacon on it.
Oh, well, bacon's good on anything.
Bacon's good on it.
You know what my favorite bacon
Anything
is?
is good with bacon.
The bacon dish.
What's your favorite?
Bacon wrapped bacon. Oh man, you talk about good. That's good.
This is also, ladies and gentlemen, celebrate National Pierogi Day. October 8th, National Pierogi Day recognizes an international dish that is a type of dumpling.
Oh, dear.
Pierogi is the plural form of the rarely used Polish word pierog. Pierog. P-I-E-R-O-G. In English, we spell pierogi several ways, including with Y and who knows.
Wow, it is a Polish dish, is it not? Has Polish origins?
Exactly right. Yeah, Polish in origin.
And has
mashed
taters in it,
potato. It's like a dumpling with mashed potatoes and cheese, potatoes and onions, or you can just do it with cheese or cabbage, sauerkraut.
Cabbage would be great.
Ground meat, mushrooms, and spinach or fruit.
I don't want no fruit in my pierogi.
Yeah, I'm against it.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little like a turnover, but it's a dumpling.
Eastern European immigrants popularized pierogi in the United States.
Probably because it was probably an easily available, ingredients, and didn't cost a lot.
I've got some more information about pierogi that I'm going to share as we go.
Speaking of pierogi, seriously, isn't pierogi also the name of a like a Cajun boat?
Yeah, the pirogue. Pirogue. Spelled like pierogi, but that's a pirogue. Looks like a pierogi.
Okay. So there you go. Well, we've learned a lot today about pierogi.
Cajun, actually. But,
Louisiana. Bayou thing.
All kinds of baseball to watch today. What's on TV? What do you want to see?
A lot of Fluffer
National League Division Series Game 3, Braves versus the Marlins. And the AL, and that's at 1 o'clock, 1:08 on Fox Sports 1, Channel 610. AL Division Series Game 4, if necessary, the A's versus the Astros. Game 4, that'll be followed by Game 4, the Rays versus the Yankees. Those both on TBS Channel 632. And then the NL Division Series, San Diego Padres at LA Dodgers on Major League Baseball Network. Channel 599. Football tonight.
Are you ready for some football?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yes.
Oh, boy.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers play at 7:20 kickoff at Chicago. And that'll be on the NFL Network, Channel 629, or your regular Fox network. And finally, college football.
College football.
Tulane Green Wave. You've been by their campus.
Oh, goodness, yes.
You've been on their campus.
No. Tulane, where's that?
It's in New Orleans. Your daughter lived on campus.
Oh, no, she went to Purdue. You ding-dong. Purdue University.
I'll have to tell her where his kids live.
My daughter went to Purdue.
No, I didn't say she lived on the campus when she was going to college.
I see.
She lived on the campus when she lived in New Orleans.
That's true. There you go. Okay,
see,
now you got it.
And you didn't even know that she was next to the college.
You're right.
Tulane is playing. Well, the game's not there. It's going to be in Houston.
Well, that makes no sense at all.
Well, that's Len Wells.
Right on I-10.
Right back. We'll be back right after this. Do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hi, folks. Welcome back.
Ho,
Big
hey.
Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only,
Friend of those who have no friends.
friend of those who have no friends, please welcome back to the show, Len Wells.
Thank you, Bruce. It's just
thank
an
you so
honor to
much
be here.
for coming in.
Honor to be here.
I know that you and I are we've done the show numerous times.
Numerous.
and I hope folks have enjoyed the numerous times that.
Well, they usually, when they see me, they know it's time to turn the TV off and go fix lunch. You know, that's
Well, that makes sense. That makes good, clean sense. But I do have some more pierogi pictures if you want to see. It's
I'd
up
rather
to you.
not. No,
We can do that
no,
later.
I don't like pierogies. No,
We'll
I
show
do
them
not.
later.
Can you get
Well,
them? Can you get them at Hardee's? Probably not.
I gotta tell you,
Probably
I think
not.
there is some. I think you can get them at like Arby's.
Arby get pierogies.
I think you
I
get
would certainly
Arby's
hope
pierogies.
not. I bet they're good.
Oh, I imagine they are. How you doing, Len?
Doing great. Doing
It's
great.
good to see
Well, it's
you.
been a busy time in the news
It's
business.
busy time.
Very busy time.
Which busy time do you want to talk about first?
Well, where do you want to start? Because you want to start at the what's going on big time today, or what's been going on the last few days.
Let's talk about
Today?
big time today.
Big time today. If you know, actually yesterday.
Yeah, last
Wednesday.
yesterday.
This happened Wednesday morning. First thing this morning, my phone starts blowing up, and there has been an arrest made in the death of Megan Nichols.
Megan Nichols.
And that's a very, very big name in these parts of the world because she went missing in 2014.
That's kind of a big name, not in just these
In the
parts of the
tri-state.
world. Well, not the tri-state, because there have been
missing posters everywhere.
all over the Midwest and all over the West.
Megan Nichols, a teenage girl, went missing in 2014. And there was the police. They turned the world upside down looking for her. Went to her biological dad out west, interviewed him, and just ran into one dead end after another.
Yeah.
And then in 2018,
Yeah.
Just
Let's before we get to 2018,
Sure.
let's talk a little bit more about the original situation, the original incident.
What I know
Let's
for
catch
sure,
people up if they don't recall.
What I know for sure is she was last seen at her family home in Fairfield, Illinois.
On July 3rd, 2014.
I believe that's correct. And Mom came home. I think she'd been out doing some shopping, whatever, and then went to bed and got up the next morning. Megan was missing. Gone. Or late that night, actually. Late that night, early morning hours. And she was reported missing. And so they start looking at all various things. And they find surveillance video of her on a bicycle. On her bicycle. She's a young girl. She didn't have a driver's license. 15, no driver's license. So she's on her bicycle. She drives up to an ATM, a bank ATM, and withdraws money. That's the last time.
As much money as she could get, I guess.
I
Probably a couple
assume
hundred.
whatever she was available to her through a card. I don't know how much she withdrew, but she withdrew money, and that was captured on video, and then she disappeared, just vanished. And she had a boyfriend at the time. They had been dating, and I know that he was questioned at the time. Mom was questioned. Biological dad was questioned. Stepdad was questioned. Everybody was questioned.
Everybody's questioned.
Everybody within her circle of friends and family, obviously, question.
You're
That's
looking
what you
for
do.
it.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
You're looking.
yeah.
You usually in an investigation. I'm not a cop, but you've seen enough cop shows. You start at the center and work your way out.
You've seen the first 48.
Absolutely. That's the real deal.
Yeah.
You start at the inside and work your way out. And so
The amazing thing to me once that first 48 on her ended and they had interviewed all those folks, they started interviewing all kinds of other folks, didn't they?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, this was a large investigation.
You're looking at drifters. You're looking at people that just happen to be, just a lot of people, and sex offenders that may have been in the area and one thing and another, and dead end everywhere, dead end. And then fast forward to 2018, her remains were found.
Before that.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, before that, I had Keith Cockleasure on my show.
Sure.
On the radio show once a month. And Keith probably hates me for doing it. But, when you talk to
they keep getting tips, and they got to run them down the ground.
They get tips. But I would, every time he was on, we'd talk about whatever else we were talking about. The last 5 or 10 minutes of every show, what's going on with Megan Nichols. So this was on the front burner.
Oh, absolutely.
It
never got off the stove. It
never got off the front burner for 4 years almost.
Right. Absolutely.
But
they're running down leads all the time. And I saw her at I know I saw her at a bus stop.
People saw her truck stops in Arkansas.
And truckers were taking her missing posters and plastering them all over the country.
Yeah.
Have you seen Megan Nichols?
Yeah.
And been some fundraisers and one thing and another ever since that. And then her remains were found.
Then her remains were found. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're just going to take a quick break.
Sure.
We'll take a quick break and we'll talk about.
Well, anyway, because this ends in an arrest.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
We'll end with news.
Oh, absolutely.
That's Len Wells. I'm Bruce. Back right after this. Stick around.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal in hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it would.
Okay, but I didn't make a mistake. Good, thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I was paying attention.
Thank you so much. Anyway, where were we?
Ladies and gentlemen, Len Wells, I'm Bruce Dickey. We're actually bringing you up to date on big news here in the Megan Nichols story. Okay, let's get to December of 2017.
Had some
Carl Vaughn is out chopping up a tree.
chopping up a tree, and then sees some disturbed ground and something funny sticking out, like maybe a blanket kind of a deal.
Right.
Piece of a blanket, and long story made short, Megan's remains are discovered. And state police come in, crime scene people, they collect the remains, send them off for analysis. FBI gets involved because of
How did the FBI get involved?
Because of the anthropology aspect of it, identification.
Oh, I see.
Being able to identify this, because they were just skeletal remains. I mean, they've been there since 2014, it appears.
So
been there 3 years, wrapped in a blanket.
So they are exhumed in
Shallow
December of Shallow Grave in December of 17. August of 18, they declare that it's Megan Nichols.
Right. That comes back a lot of ways. Probably dental records. I know it was dental records for one thing, and then the other forensics we get involved in is DNA, and then I don't know. I can't really speak to what was going on there, but the FBI and their crime lab was involved in that as well, and the Illinois State Police, of course. But anyway, they found her remains, and then the investigation continues.
The investigation continued and continues still today, I presume.
Sure.
But what really threw me and has always thrown me for the 2.5 years since they identified the remains was that they did not release them for burial.
They still haven't been released. To my knowledge, the remains have not been released for burial at this time, and that's because unlike television shows, forensic testing is not done with a push of a button and will be brought back after a commercial, and there it is. And it takes years sometimes.
The computer screen pops up saying...
Right, or they put a thumbprint on a telephone, a cell phone. There he is. I got the idea. It doesn't work that way in real life. It takes time.
Yeah.
And so anyway, a lot of forensics going on there, and that just takes time.
So
and a lot of people being questioned, a lot of friends of friends of friends of friends being questioned, and it's just it would probably scare the pants off you how many people they had questioned in connection with this case to get to the point where they did yesterday morning around 8 a.m.
Okay, so what happened yesterday?
Yesterday morning, Megan Nichols' boyfriend at the time of her disappearance was arrested. A gentleman by the name of Brody Murbarker.
For murder.
For murder. 3 counts. Now, when you say 3 counts of murder, that doesn't mean killed 3 people. That just means there are 3 separate ways to charge that.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, but that's not the way it is. It means this person allegedly did something that he knew would have or could have led to her death. That's one way of charging it. There's 3 different ways that they charge murder. So anyway, 3 counts of murder.
How was he charged?
I haven't seen the charging instrument yet. I have not seen the grand jury indictment, if it was an indictment or if it was a criminal information. I just haven't. I don't have that in front of me yet. But I just know it's homicide. There's a sex charge involved in this. He was also charged with a sexual assault and also a home invasion charge.
Oh, really?
So they know a whole lot more than any of us know in terms of the investigators.
That's the thing. It's early. It's tremendously early in the arrest process.
Very early, yeah. Now,
and you will be finding out a ton more.
Yeah, in the days ahead. And here's where you'll learn a lot more, unless they waive this. If there is a preliminary hearing, in a preliminary hearing, what happens is the state must present its case in a condensed version.
Right.
This is what we believe happened. So if there is a preliminary hearing, they'll have to lay out their case in abbreviated form. Now, if the defendant, Mr. Murbarger, waives that hearing, then you'll never know. All you will know then is what the charging instrument, and then what comes out at trial. But he has the right to, obviously, well, I take that back. Back up. If he were indicted,
with the grand jury.
By a grand jury, there would not be a preliminary hearing.
No.
But I don't know if he was indicted or he was just charged. I'm going to guess he was indicted. But I'll know later today.
That's the tricky part to me, is that since this was taken under the FBI's auspices, since
a lot of their investigation was involved.
A lot of their investigation. I was thinking this is going to be a federal case. This may not be, though.
Well, it is currently charged in Wayne County Circuit Court.
Really?
Yes, that is a fact.
Okay.
Now, the FBI was involved in this. Will they be presenting evidence, presenting testimony? Probably so. But my point is, as of right now, the case was formally filed in Wayne County Circuit Court. So it's a state case. Now, I don't know whether the Wayne County State's Attorney, Mr. Kakak, will be prosecuting it, or there will be a co-prosecutor or a special prosecutor. I don't know the answer to those questions yet. But I know if he were indeed indicted by a grand jury, there won't be a preliminary hearing because the evidence was presented to the grand jury versus to a judge.
And not all that evidence goes public, does it?
No. Grand jury evidence is secret. Correct.
Okay.
But it'll all come out at trial if there's a trial, and there doesn't necessarily have to be a trial.
All right. Now, for those folks who may or may not be cognizant of Mr. Merberger and his family, the reason that there may be special prosecutors brought in is
his father is a state police officer.
Yeah.
His father's a state police officer. He has an uncle who's a retired police officer, state police, and there's just a lot of balls up in the air being juggled at this point, how they're going to handle all this.
And when you deal
believe me, there's a lot. When I mention these police, I don't mean anything at all about their involvement of anything.
No,
they just happen to be.
That's my point. This is par for the course. If there's an officer involved who has worked with the court system or worked,
they may want to have somebody else who has no contact with them handling the case.
That's
very, very common.
Very common to have.
So I didn't want to infer anything.
Yeah, and we're also not saying that we think that's what's going to happen.
No, I don't know.
But speculation.
But we haven't gotten to Mr. Merbarger being brought back to Illinois. He's still in the Vanderburgh County Jail in Evansville, Indiana, because he was arrested in Indiana and he's being held pending extradition. He could fight extradition.
Yeah.
Possibly. And if that were to take place, then you'd have to have what's called a governor's warrant, and the governor would order Indiana to bring him to Illinois. I don't know. He probably will waive. I don't know whether he will or not waive extradition. Most likely, but I don't know. But that's not up to me.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, and what I want to talk a little bit more about is the spectacle.
Oh.
Because it's been one.
It's been one, and it's going to be bigger.
It's been one, and it's going to be bigger. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Len Wells. I'm Bruce. Back right after this. Do stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. That's Len Wells.
It is.
Thank you so much for being
I was
here.
happy to be here.
By the way, we
a lot of breaking
planned-
news yesterday.
It is amazing how much we planned this with conjunction with the.
It's news, and I'm a news guy. So.
Yeah, well, it's show prep. We knew
this
was going to happen.
Well, it happened yesterday. It did. This is a 24-hour-old story.
I guess that's right. Okay.
How do things go forward from here? Is what you're.
How do things go forward from here? This has been a huge spectacle, not just in Wayne County. There have been church.
A lot of speculation.
People have been praying and gatherings and raising funds and all kinds of stuff for the last 6 years. For
Bruce,
this young lady.
I will never forget, as long as I live. Not long after Megan went missing, we lost our grandson in a traffic accident.
That's correct.
And they brought the one of the churches in town had a music event to help the community heal. Megan was missing. We lost our grandson. There was a young man, I think, was killed in a motorcycle accident.
Similar at the same time.
About the same time. There was another young man who lost his leg in an accident. I think it was a four-wheeler accident or something. So anyway, like 4 or 5 things, terrible things that went on in the community. Yeah. And they had a gospel concert to help the community heal. And I'll never forget sitting there in the front row with this gospel concert with Megan's mother and these other individuals, and it's just, I mean, I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Yeah.
There was so much going on in the community.
And it provided comfort, I guess.
It did indeed. It really did. The fact that I can remember it like it was yesterday, it lifted us up. And what was really nice about that, I don't want to dwell on it, but after the crowd left, we met privately afterwards with these performers. They're performers, but anyway, they're gospel singers, very wonderful people, and we prayed together, and it was healing. Yeah. It was very nice. And so my point is, this was a big deal from the very beginning.
So what happens now, as big as that was, now we've got to presume or speculate is going to be just a tremendously gigantic case.
I can tell you how things will progress. I can't tell you dates or times, but I can tell you how, based on having covered murder trials in the past, lots of them.
Right.
Too many, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The first thing will be what's called a first appearance. Mm-hmm. And a first appearance, once Mr. Merbarger is brought back to Wayne County, he will appear before a judge. And the judge will read the charges and the possible penalties. That's the first thing that'll happen. Here are the charges. Here are the possible penalties. Okay? It's called a first appearance. And then after that, and this second thing could happen during the same hearing, but maybe not. It's called an arraignment.
Get the plea.
Are you going to plead guilty or not guilty?
Right.
And I guess, I bet $1 million you'd plead not guilty. And so after you plead not guilty, then they start setting dates. They start setting dates for discovery. In other words, the state has to provide the defense everything it's got.
Right.
And the defense has to provide the state with anything they might have. So it's called discovery. This takes a tremendous amount of time. So based on my coverage of previous murder cases, this is a homicide case. It's an alleged homicide. I don't know that anybody's guilty of anything.
Yeah.
But I can almost bet you a horse and $100 unless someone pleads guilty or there's some kind of deal put on the table, you won't know the conclusion of this case for at least a year.
Yeah.
At least a year. It'll take a year. Wow. Because there will be all kinds of hearings and pretrial hearings and
I got to tell you,
and he does have the right to a speedy trial most of the time. That is waived.
I got to tell you, I think when you say a year, I don't know what you're estimating.
At least a year.
At least a year.
Yeah.
I would say 2.
I think it'll take a year.
If I was guessing, I think it's going to be 2. because of the number of different people involved, because the number of different jurisdictions that got involved, the number of different, there are going to be a ton
investigating agencies and so forth.
But
I think they have gotten everything piled into one pile and they're ready to go.
So
or they wouldn't have pulled the trigger on making this issuing this arrest warrant. That's what I think. And typically, like I say, unless there's a plea agreement, unless there's a guilty plea, or unless something happens, this will be a year-long process. And that's what justice is all about.
So we had that in the news this just a couple of days ago, just yesterday.
Had another big.
There's another big case recently. It came to an end, didn't it?
In December of 2019, a man by the name of Clayton Andrew Swanner.
10 months ago.
10 months, less than a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year.
Okay, so you got this.
My point exactly. Mr. Swanner is alleged to have, no, it's not alleged now because he's pled guilty to it, set fire to his mother's home. Kathy Brandenstein is her name, and I may be mispronouncing that. Kathy Brandenstein, just east of Crossville in what they call the Superior Housing, and there were Superior Oil used to have some company housing. Anyway, he set the house on fire, and one of the things he set fire to in the house was the sofa, grabbed his mother, held his mother down in the flaming sofa, and held her down in the flames. And she was burned severely, airlifted to University of Louisville, Kentucky Burn Center, and she succumbed about a month later. In January, she died. And I think it was January 20th she passed. And so he was charged with first-degree murder. And so
wasn't this the guy who they found just walking away?
Yeah, he was walking out in front of the house back and forth, and the people were looking for, wonder what happened to Kathy's son, and he was out front. He was out front, and he was telling people, I don't know what happened. Her house just caught fire. And then next thing you know, one of the White County sheriffs, I think it was Doug Meyer himself, tackled him, took him down, and arrested him. And so he was charged with first-degree murder and all kinds of arson-related charges. Well, he pled guilty this past week to...
How close was that to trial?
There was a trial date set, and I believe the trial date was in December, and he pled guilty but mentally ill.
Oh, I see.
He pled guilty to first-degree murder but mentally ill, which is totally different than guilty but not guilty by reason of insanity. That wasn't the case at all. He pled guilty but mentally ill, meaning that during the commission of the crime he had a mental illness, and he was diagnosed by a psychiatrist with schizophrenia. And so he knew that what he did was wrong.
Yeah.
But he had schizophrenia at the time, and it had to do with why he did it. Didn't know what he was doing, but anyway, he committed the crime but knew it was wrong. So he will be sentenced. He'll be sentenced in December. And he can get up to 48 years in prison. And I think he'll most likely get the high end of that, if not that.
Well, I mean, and he's
36, I believe.
I was going to say I was going to say
He'll be in the 80s.
Not a young man, but
no, he's not a kid. He's not a kid.
He's not a kid. He's a relatively young man, but he'll be in the pokey for a long time.
In his 80s, most likely. And that's what a state's attorney, I spoke to him, and he says if this goes the way he expects it, because it's what's called an open guilty plea.
Right.
And it's up to the judge, T. Scott Webb, as to what the sentence will be. And I believe...
Oh, there was no agreement on
other than the window, up to 45 or 48 years, and the low end was... in the upper 20s.
Yeah.
So I know Judge Webb's sentences in the past.
You've seen Judge Webb in the past.
I have, and I think he'll probably get the upper end of that range, and it'll be until his 80s, and in all likelihood may pass away in the prison system. So that was a big deal. That was a very big deal. And I think there's another case that's coming very close to a conclusion, which could have happened yesterday. I don't know yet if it has. I haven't checked my mail lately, but you remember Sanjay Lewis? That name ring a bell?
Yes.
He was a good athlete in high school, and then somehow got derailed.
Like in Mount Vernon or something.
No, Carmi.
Carmi, that's right. Okay, running back.
Running back for the Carmi Bulldogs. Well, anyway, he's grown up and derailed and served time in prison for kidnapping, and was arrested it was earlier this year in a double stabbing in Grayville. Stabbed a woman real bad, and she lost her eye, had to have an eye removed, and so he was charged with attempted murder, and I don't know what else. And I believe his case is coming to a conclusion perhaps this week.
When did that happen?
Happened back in the winter, this past winter.
I missed that.
And he was on the run for a while, and they finally captured him coming out of the woods by Skeeter Mountain Rest area on I-64.
he probably was ready for a warm bed.
He had been, you know where he'd been hiding? You know that.
Well, Skeeter Mountain Rest Area is closed probably, 3/4 of the time?
Oh, yeah.
80% of the time.
He had been hanging out at this that campground behind at I-64 and Route 1 there, that campground that they built. He was hiding out in one of those closed cabins. He was in there.
Wow.
And he was hungry and tired and cold and ready to be. Yeah, so he's in the pokey now. And I believe that case is coming to a conclusion. That's a double stabbing. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on.
All kinds of weird stuff. I tell you what we're going to do. Take our last break, then we're going to come back talk about one other weird
Huge
case
story.
that you may not have heard.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard. One other.
Theft. You talking about the theft?
Yes.
Oh, it's pretty bizarre.
We're going to talk about that bizarre theft, and then I understand that Skeet
had an encounter with an unknown creature.
Uncle Skeet had an encounter. So we're going to come back here on Big Talk right after this. Stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Len Wells,
the man, the legend,
is here. How do folks find you if they want to say hello? Go Facebook or what?
I'm on Facebook, and you can go to the Carmi Chronicle website, and we have a Carmi Chronicle Facebook page and a Navigator Facebook page, and.
Where did you put this news, by the way?
Well, it's actually on the Navigator website, and I believe it's on the Navigator Facebook website as well.
Okay, well, I looked at yours, and yours didn't have it, so that's why.
Well, I think I may have
separate.
I may have inadvertently shared it to the wrong circle of friends because I'm not real savvy when it comes to Facebook. I meant to put it on the news feed instead. I put it on my.
I gotta
circle
say,
of friends.
you are pretty savvy when it comes to
Gathering news.
Gathering news.
I think so.
I'm
not bragging.
You go farther than just the little
Press release.
Well, the press release or the Manila folder underneath your desk.
Now, I would like to think so. I would like to think so.
Yes, you do.
The Manila
You found
folder
a story that I hadn't heard.
Well,
This is a new one. Tell me about this big theft in Tell City.
Well, it was near Tell City. It's in Switzerland County, Indiana.
Switzerland County.
Which is down south part of Indiana, I think on the southeast side of the state.
All right.
Over that direction. somewhere.
That direction.
But anyway, it's in the Tell City-ish area, not far from Paoli, if you know where Paoli Peaks and all that is.
But this is south of 64.
I believe that would be correct.
Okay.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's immaterial for the basis of the story.
Go ahead.
It's a theft story, and I thought people could steal anything.
I had never heard of this.
This beat anything I had ever seen. Bruce, Dickey, these 5 individuals that have been arrested and jailed and formally charged, allegedly stole a fire department. Pause. A fire department. How do you steal a fire department?
How do you steal a fire department?
Well, apparently, I'm not going to go into all the gritty details, but apparently there was a fire district in Switzerland County.
Okay.
Just like, you got the Fairfield Rural Fire Department.
Yeah, Jeff
That's a
has their
district.
little-
Jeff has a district.
Right.
Anyway, this particular fire department / district closed in 2017 and merged with another fire protection district, which is not uncommon at all.
Sure, that
just
happens.
because of resources, money, and so forth.
Fairfield Rural might merge with Fairfield City.
Or vice versa. Yes. Well, anyway, in this particular case, the fire department had been closed and quote unquote out of business since 2017. But there was still a building, there was still equipment, and there was still money in the bank.
Oh, really?
From the fire district, because it's a taxing body, So, there was these 5 individuals said, I think we can resurrect this. And so, they got together and said, well, first thing we'll do, we'll make you fire chief. So Bob, he's the fire chief, and Ed, you're the assistant fire chief. So now they've created their hierarchy in their fire department.
They created a new district?
The new management, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Here's the fire chief, the assistant fire chief, secretary,
New
treasurer.
administration.
Thank you. New administration. So all these people are, okay, they're fired. Okay. So the fire chief and the assistant fire chief and or secretary treasurer, they go to the bank where this money is still being held and said, by the way, we've revitalized reorganized, and we're here, and the first thing we got to do is close out this account. And the bank said, okay. I'm sorry, it may have been a fine and wonderful bank. I'm sure it was. But anyway, so they went.
Hey man, I've worked in banks.
I know
you got it right.
It depends on how far down the hierarchy
except for the ones who sponsor my show.
Absolutely, they're the finest. Yeah. So anyway, they withdraw the funds that had been in there, and I don't know how much it was. It doesn't matter at this point. It might have been $10,000. Might have been $1.
Within from 0 to 50 or 100.
Well, I can tell you that it was certainly a felony amount. So then they go to the next step of liquidating the equipment.
Okay.
Selling fire trucks and
firefighting
firefighting equipment and selling, Bob's pretty good fire department. Well, we happen to have a 2002 American LaFrance fire truck for sale.
Truck.
Yeah. Oh, and then great buy on it today. And so they're liquidating this stuff. We prefer cash. And so they're selling stuff, and they take all the money out of the account and literally stole the fire department.
They stole the fire department.
Stole the fire. I mean,
how'd they get caught?
I think it was a banking issue, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was this place is out of business. They weren't authorized to get this money because the fire chief is now a whole different district.
The fire chief, he was working at another
fire district. And so it turned out to be a banking issue. Somebody said, well, they didn't have authority to get that money out. Now, why it hadn't been transferred or whatever in the 3 years since the place closed, I don't know. But that's Switzerland County. They may have different rules than we do around here.
That's a great story.
But they stole the doggone firehouse.
So somebody stole the fire department. Speaking of the occasional run-ins with the law, whatever it is. Run-ins, runs in.
Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. You're right.
With the law. Our good friend Skeet, he didn't have a run-in with the law, but he had a run-in it was something we'd prefer not to.
Oh, I tell you what, it scared the pants off of him.
Did he really?
Yeah, he messed himself.
How's it?
Oh,
he did
yes, he did.
What's going on with Uncle Skeet?
Well, Uncle Skeet was out checking the crops. Okay.
Okay.
He was out checking the crops. Actually, he was down below Mill Shoals in the Springerton Bottoms. So if you know where I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, on the east side of Route 45, he was driving around the country checking the crops and drinking cold beer, basically. I mean, let's just be honest.
And, you know, it gets wet down there.
It gets, oh, yeah. Well, anyway, he gets down to
Not
an area
lately,
that's pretty swampy.
Oh,
really
well,
swampy.
It stays wet.
It stays wet. It's very swampy down in there. It's getting almost dark, getting dusk, and something catches his eye. And he said, that's way too big for a deer, and deer don't stand on their hind feet usually, you know. And he got to looking at it, and it was a swamp monster.
It was.
It was true. It was not like the infield monster, which you may recall.
I do recall the infield monster.
But he said it was a hairy creature.
Really?
And it turned and stared at him. And it's just...
How far was it?
He thought it was probably about 50 yards. 50 yards, and just at the edge of the woods, and Skeet just stared at him. And he was just petrified. He was kind of frozen. And
you got a couple minutes if you need to
I know.
stretch.
Well, what I'm saying is, so Skeet, you know, he didn't know what to do. So he took a half-empty beer can, which is, I'd never think he'd ever throw a beer away. But
Skeet's not going to have a half.
But anyway, he threw it at this guy, at this monster thing.
At the creature.
The creature. And he thought it'd scare him away and he'd run off into the woods. It didn't.
Oh, no.
So the monster starts walking toward him kind of rapidly, but not running, and he stops. And you know what that monster did, Bruce? Started picking his nose. This swamp monster started picking his nose and flipped a booger at Skeet. Seriously.
He did not.
He did too.
Did he really?
Flipped, and so Skeet.
Where was Skeet's cell phone? I mean,
he didn't take a picture. No,
he didn't take a picture.
But he drove home like a banshee and told Aunt Jenny about it. And he said that monster. I named him Booger. So it's the Booger, the swamp monster down there in the Skillet Fork Bottoms. And so Aunt Jenny was sitting there, and Skeet started picking his nose, and Aunt Jenny just warped him right across the forehead. Oh, he got a big old black eye.
Well, he was just trying to show Jenny what the other
Booger,
the swamp had been doing.
Booger. Now, there are going to be people down there, Bruce, looking for Booger.
Well, that's my question.
There will be.
That's my question. Has he contacted the BFRO people or anything like that? The
Bigfoot people? No, not that I know of.
Bigfoot research
I do believe that once this gets published, I think the word's out. The word will be out. And that'll be published actually today. The story of Skeet and Booger the swamp monster.
So it's in the Carmi Chronicle, right?
No, it'll be in the Prairie Post.
Oh, really?
It may be in the other two issues. I don't have a lot of control over that.
It's going to be in the Navigator?
Oh, I'd hope. Yeah. Skeet and Booger the swamp monster.
Well, Navigator won't be out until next Wednesday. Prairie Post comes out on Thursday, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so the Prairie Post.
It'll be in there pretty soon. Just watch for it. But I'm not going to do it.
Oh, yeah, please don't.
I'm not going to do it. But Booger.
See, I was thinking maybe that Booger was going to go over and pick up the beer can and finish the beer.
No. He just started picking his nose and flipped it at Skeet. Take that. Can you believe that? I mean, that's what happened.
Did Skeet take that as a threat?
He
open
did.
threat?
Well, that's when he dropped it low. He slung gravel for 3/4 of a mile getting out of there. He did.
And you said he.
Now, here's the question: is I think that's on the passenger side window of his truck, so they may be collecting that for DNA. I hope so. You know, to see what kind of creature.
See what kind of creature it is.
Send it to a zoologist or something, and see if it's human or not. I bet it's non-human. I know it is.
Well, it's
crazy
it's a swamp creature.
Swamp creature. It's not human.
Well, you've seen Swamp Thing. If it's anything like.
But I don't think he had any web feet or anything like that, or hands. I don't think. Well, you couldn't pick your nose with web.
Well,
could you?
No, it's probably. They're probably more of a hole than below.
Well, that's true. In Southern Illinois, your rig hands do that a lot. You walk out there to the mud pit and let them fly.
Len Wells, keep your finger on the pulse, man. We're going to have you back and talk more about this.
We're working on it.
Hey, folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back after this. Or see you next time.